It's coming up. Hey guys, says I'm live. Yay. Hopefully none of the problems like we had last night. I can see myself. I'm talking to my video. It's working. Mike's talking to me. Thinks I'm talking to him, but I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so let me click on the Facebook. So yes, I'm so excited that it's working. Let me go back to my meeting. So yay, we're good. Do you believe it? Oh Lord. Sounds like he's lifting weights up there. All right, I'm a couple minutes early. Unlike last night, I was a couple minutes late and then I had trouble getting on. So I didn't want to goof around too much tonight. Getting ready. So I got on a little bit early and then everything goes good. So I am going to go ahead and get started. Hi guys, Christy, Mom. I'm going to go ahead and I think I'll get started. I don't want to make my intro. I lose people's interest I'm seeing on my stats when I wait too long to get the party started, but I don't know. Maybe it happens to everybody, but the stats are showing me things. So Debbie Schmucker Green is here and shared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to move my computer out of the way. Mendon, what are you doing in Mendon? You had a baseball game? Football started? You don't have anybody that goes to Mendon. What are you doing in Mendon? Wow. So thank you for watching from Mendon, Debbie Green. All right, you guys. Over the course of the month, I've been showing you little sneak peeks of my card. The lady that I belong to a Christmas group, and she posts a layout every month to use for cards for that group. And that's kind of what I use for my layout, so that it helps take a little bit of my pressure off. So I use her layout and then I design it accordingly. So tonight I'm going to do, it's a 2-for-1. So if you watch my Finally Fridays, you'll see that I showed how to make the plaid background one week. And I showed how to make 2 cards from one with the little strips one week. And so we're going to put that together. And I joined another online summit. I'm trying to think when that was. It was a Christmas in July summit. And I picked up a few techniques from that and tips and stuff. And one of the ladies did this idea. Let me turn my camera down to my desk so you guys can see. You can see I'm in a sweatshirt. It's what, 90 degrees outside, and we went outside. I went over and delivered those catalogs and stuff to Carissa, and yes, I went outside in sweatpants, a sweatshirt, and a t-shirt underneath this sweatshirt, and I was comfortable because Mike had the air conditioning on the car. So he did turn it up a little bit today. He turned it up to, I think, 75, but it's a little bit muggy in here, so he might have turned it back down. But down here in the basement, I'm freezing. You'd never know that. Well, I got the heater on to help take the chill out, but I got the vents all turned off. I got them turned off for the, all right, the cold air to not come down here. So let's see, did it turn down? There we go. I can see it now. So, oh, Chris is there. Hey, Chrissa, hopefully you got your package off the porch. Janice is here. Oh, where'd Debbie say she was? Debbie said, oh, she's at Melanie's. I guess I didn't know Melanie lived in Mendon. I thought she was closer to Fulton. Anyway, guys, I'm having a little combo with Debbie Green there, the luckiest lady ever. So, okay. So, no, Debbie, don't be having my volume on so that your family laughs at me. Your husband was laughing at me last time. So, here's what we got, girls. my little tip that they showed was to make a little piece with strips and then cut a die cut or a punch out of it. And then you can make two cards. You can make one with the strips and then one with the die cut. So I did that. I used the Christmas tree, and this might be from another card. I did this one twice. If you guys remember, I had a this or that, and one of them had the Christmas tree up a little higher, and then this one was down. So this cutout must be from the one that was up higher, because obviously this tip is not going to be white. But what happened was, and I don't know, let me see if I could find my little piece, my strip. So when you go to put the punch in, you know, you got to put it in only like so far. It can only go in there so far. So once I had all the strips on, I couldn't punch it up high enough. So I had to take some of the strips off, and then I had to like fold it all under to get it to go in where I wanted it to get it up higher. So I opted for this, where you could do it down lower and then decorate up at the top. But that's why this tree does not match this card. And then on the this or that, a couple people had said that the hole here to show through to the bark, I embossed this red piece in the new tree bark folder. And they said like you couldn't see the tree didn't stick out. And then today when my creative designer saw it, he said, hey, that looks pretty empty. You need something there, which he didn't say the first time, but we agreed on several different options, and the Sparklicious Christmas tree won out in the hole to just fill that hole in. So I'm going to get started and show you guys. We're going to start with this one. Let me get the bark folder just to show you guys. I ran the red cherry cobbler piece through this bark 3D embossing folder, just so you know what I used. I'm trying to show you the supplies that I used. So this little mini slimline card will fit in a regular like envelope you might mail a letter to a friend in or something. It's just I didn't bring any over. It's just a regular envelope you'd get at the store. And this black is 6 by 6. And we're going to fold it in half. There's our bone folder. And I'll do kind of both of them at the same time just to get some of the basics ready, which is basics is just going to be folding this piece in half because the other card is totally different. I could crease that all the way because I don't have it lined up. There we go. All right, I'll set that one aside. Then this piece, like I said, I embossed it with the bark folder. I don't know if you can see that design in there. I'll use this side that sticks up. And I'll glue that down. I'll glue that right onto the, oh, I forgot a piece of white for the inside, but I will put the white in the kit for sure. So don't forget, I'll give away probably tonight or tomorrow morning, I'll give away a set of these card guts so that you can have a person, lucky person win this if they share the video. So then I have a 2-inch by, I believe this was 3 inches. I was going to be good and remember, oh, it's 3.5. I did this one 3.5. So it's 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And then I cut a bunch of pieces from, let me get it, from the Celebration cardstock. And of course I brought the one that's not open, called Peaceful Prince. And there's the red plaid and all these are the patterns that are in there. This is a birch tree looking background, and then there's a bunch of green, but I didn't bring that open one over here. There's a bunch of green patterns too. The whole thing's not red and black. And then we are going to just lay those down. I'm going to put a bunch of adhesive down on this piece of paper. And then we're just going to start filling up the paper with our patterns. Now on this original one that I did, I used some black and some plain colors, but I think it's going to look nicer if we use all of the pattern paper. So I'm just going to start laying them down. Let's see what we got on the back sides of everything. Oh, we got a little reindeer butt. Okay, so I'll put a white snowflake down. Now I posted on my Creativity in Bloom page a trick that a lady had created a video. She created a video to show us how to get the other deer. Let me show you. See how the deer are going in two different directions? Well, the deer punch, which I waited to make this card again to show you guys the deer punch with this cutout, but duh, I went to do it and the little antlers are off to the side. It's like a builder punch. So it doesn't punch out just the deer. I got the antlers too, so that wasn't going to work. But you got the deer going in two different directions. And a gal made the video that showed if you take a piece of like transparency film and fold it in half and then punch the, how did she do it? She punched the deer out of it in both directions. So she punched it once and then punched the other way. And then she cuts out a piece of paper and she lines up the deer in that transparency. Then she clips it shut with like a binder clip so that it doesn't move. And then she puts the punch down into the transparency with the deer. So like if you wanted this deer, you'd have to line it up on the backside. I'm confusing you. I'm wasting time. Go look at my video on the Creativity in Bloom page. It's genius how you can use both of those deer with that little technique. Very cool idea. So now we're going to just keep building here. So I posted that out there for everybody to see. Some people, I just love the way that they can. Let's see, do we want another? Put this one next. No, I don't want that one because let's see, we're going to punch our Christmas tree out. I should. All right, we're going to have a white topper on our tree, I bet. Do we want a white topper? All right, so it's going to look like that. We're going to have a lot of white on our tree. Not ideal, but it will be fine. I'm just going to put these all down. Now, as you can see, I either didn't cut straight or put them down straight. So you might just want to go and trim up your. Geez, oh Pete, if you can steady your hand enough to cut it. Trim that off like so. Tops a little bit. And you probably, it wouldn't matter to leave this hanging. Nice, Jill. Hanging up off the top. These scissors are so sharp, you guys. They're my new ones that I got last year from Backstage, which is a event for Silver Elite demonstrators and above. And I have achieved that level. And this week we actually have another Backstage, and I got the box upstairs of goodies that I got. Let's see, maybe I'll go Maybe I can stick it in there far enough to get, we'll see what it turns out like, guys. So we want to sort of make sure we're in there evenly, not sort of make sure. You want to kind of make sure for sure that you're in there with the same amount kind of on both sides. I'm going to again see if I could stick it down there a little further to get more color. I can't tell how far I'm in there. I was thinking I'm not in there. All right, we're gonna go right here. Wish me luck. Perfect. Okay, so we cut our tree out and we'll use that in the next card. And then this card is ready to go with we're gonna pop this piece up. I can find my dimensionals. We'll pop that up. Oh, let me see. Thanks, Krista. Hey, Sherry Parker. Oh, and Sharon Hall. I'm not sure. We got another Sharon. I'm attracting some Sharons. We have like 4. I've never known that many Sharons in my life. How neat is that? Mom, you're a popular name with the Green Thumb Stamper site. All right, let me peel these off. Stick them down. I want to get semi close to the Christmas tree so that it stays popped up. Oh, but not too close because I got to slide the other tree under it. But we want to make sure that we keep it elevated for the definition to show through. Or the depth, I guess, not really definition. And then we're going to put this just kind of eyeball wherever you think it looks good. I really should have trimmed that off down there where I accidentally cut crooked, but maybe nobody will notice, or maybe I can trim it off at the end. I should have put it at the top, but I want it like this. So now I cut out a snowflake from the, pretty sure this is retired. It's called So Many Snowflakes Dies. But since I keep most of my stuff, it comes in handy. So I used that snowflake and I just cut it out in black. I know it's not a traditional snowflake, but and knock my stool over. It goes with the card. So I'm going to put a dimensional on that. And I kept the little centers in. If they'd have fallen out, it would have been okay too, but I tried to keep them in for just a little different look. And then we'll glue that kind of up here in the corner. Then I have my Christmas tree punch from, I think it coordinated with, I think it's still in the catalog too. I'm going to turn it over this way. The plaid. There's some Christmas trees that are plaid. I used them last month, in the last series of cards. So this one will cut out the tree. So I cut it out in a silver glimmer paper that we have, or had, I guess. And then I'm just going to glue that down. And these cards are going to be the last in the series for the next round of Christmas card, for the Christmas card class, if that makes sense. So on I got a Wednesday coming up in September. I believe it's the 15th, where you can come over and make Christmas cards of the ones that I've done my videos on. This will be one that you can choose. And you could do, the class is $15 for 6 cards, and you can do all 6 of one. You can shake it up. If you don't tell me, the default will be 2 of each, 2 of each of the last 3 months. So I'm trying to think what I made the last couple months. I did a stocking one. I should have brought them over, but I will have a post for the event when I make the event. So we've got the tree. I just kind of snuck the tree in there to fill the space there. And then I've got the little piece of white with some real, oh, I didn't mean real red. I wanted cherry cobbler. Hang on. And now my sweatshirt's wearing cherry cobbler. And then I use the Tidings and Trimmings stamp set with the Season's Greetings for this one. Just because it was a smaller card, I wanted a little bit smaller sentiment, but we could have used the Noel or one of those other tiny ones. Where's my block? Ugh. What's on there? Down and up. Looks like my ink pad might have, I'll call it hot spots for where there's more ink in some spots or it's drying out in some spots. But then I have this little baby punch that we had a long time ago. It's I don't know if it was a small oval or an extra small oval, but again, we don't have it anymore. But we probably have an oval die that would have worked. All right, so I got that punched out, and I'm just going to, I guess I'll put a little tiny bit of a dimensional under the right side. What are you doing? My cat woke up. She's been sleeping under a blanket in her basket for all day, and now she's weirded out. Okay, here she goes. All right, so then we pop that up at the top. And then I have some, don't hate me, some non-Stampin' Up! Jewels that I got at a scrapbook expo when the, what's the name of the place? It might be called Brad's and More, something like that. And they always have tons of jewels and such. And I got this pack of, they're like white, maybe they're a gray tint, but then there's also these that are darker gray tint, and I'm using them on this card. And then this card is done. I would put some white on the inside if I would have remembered it, and maybe stamped one of the snowflakes, or maybe punched out a tree. I could punch a tree again and glue that or leave that hole open in there. So you could do all kinds of stuff, but again, that's the first card by punching out from your layered strips. So I'll set that one aside. And now we'll move on to the second one. So the second one, we'll use the tree that we punched out. I think this one was also 3.5, or no, this one was 4, a 4-inch by 2-inch piece of the designer paper. And I thought the one with the snowflakes on it would kind of jazz up the tree part. So we will build on that. But first, I'm going to show you how to do the background. So you're going to want, I tried this a while back. A gal posted on the Stampin' Up! Demonstrator site or somewhere how to use her Stamparatus to make a plaid. And I was having an awful time making such a mess because I didn't have a paper sheet. I can't find my paper sheets to adhere or to keep my markers from messing up my Stamparatus plate. So I decided to do it on the grid sheets. So let me make sure I'm on the inches side. Pretty sure, yes, I'm on the inches side. So what I want to do is I'm going to just put this on here. Looks like I might have cut it a different size. No, there we go. And I'm just going to kind of show you with my ruler. And I'm going to start with my Stampin' Blends Cherry Cobbler, the dark one. And I'm just going to lay my ruler down. And I'm trying to think, give me a second to remember because I didn't get to practicing this. Mike wanted to eat dinner. And I went for, I think I know I want every 4 lines. I must have cockeyed it like this so that I could go 4 lines. That's what I did. So I went in 1 line, 2 line. Is it in the video? So I'm just going to start. I'll show you. I'm going to line my ruler up with the dots on the grid paper. Lord, come on. All right, takes 2 hands. So lay it down and then just start. I'm going to start off the paper so that it maybe doesn't leave that dot there. And then I went 2, 3, 4 lines and I drew another line. And I went 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, which I believe is an inch on this paper. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. So if you were good at this, you would just know that you had to go from like here to here. So I just did here, 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. I just have to go to the next inch and draw again, then go to the next inch and draw again, and then I don't have enough room there. Okay, so then we're done with the dark pen. And then I'm going to come through with the, oops, wrong end, light Cherry Cobbler. And we want to go this way. Let me make sure. So we went, it's not going to line up the same. I didn't do it the same. So, but now we're going to go this way. So let's just line it up like this. We're going to start on this one. We're going to go 4 lines. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And so basically 1 line past the inch is where we're going. And again. And I don't really think I'm going to end up with a plaid, you guys. And we'll stop. I'm going to end more of the Harlequin look. And then I brought out my black. And I just have a black Sharpie here. And we're going to do the same thing. But we're going to just go. Let me line that up right there. We're just going to go one line with the black, the thin black. Past where you got the, like the red line. I'm not lined up. Whoops. Here we go. Never fails. Jill stinks at lines, straight lines. My pen isn't cooperating. Then we'll go to the line past. The line past, one line past the and then we're going to turn it and go do the same thing again on the first line, the dark red that we made. And we're going to go one line past it. So this is just your do-it-yourself plaid paper idea for yourself to make your own. And straightness is critical. And you can use whatever colors you wanted, whatever colors are in your marker storage. Did I miss a line there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Looks like a lot of space between that line. So there we go. That's a way that you can make your own like paper. And it's not really kind of very plaid. It's more of a Harlequin look, but it'll work, right? Probably needed to be, I need another line in there. I need another. Oh, that's why I did. Let me see. Hold on. I did red in both, the dark in both directions, and the light just in one. So let's try that and see if that helps, because we're missing that. We're missing that other line. So we went this way. Now we want to go this way. Let's just try. Let's just see what we get. I think we'll go 2 lines, you think? Let's see. I don't think that's right, but let's see. Just add some color in there. It needs to go this direction. Well, I'm going to put one right here. Another night of stamping on the fly with Green Thumb stampers. But there we go. That makes it look a little more flattish than it did before. So you just want to crisscross some lines across there in different thicknesses or color depths, I guess, and thicknesses if you do have the thinner markers, like the Sharpies or some type of a journaling pen would work. So then we're gonna glue that down, and then I'll show you again how that kind of looks on there. And you mostly want to be really careful. And for the proper way to do the plaid, you can see it on my Green Thumb Stampers YouTube. I show you how to do it in a. So kind of what's critical to like a nice clean look is to make sure that you do start off your paper. And this fine tip Sharpie didn't want to start until I got on there. So I got all those little dots, but you know, I could come through and make little dots toward the end of all of them or in there somewhere, but I'm not going to get that fussy with it because I'm thinking that I'm going to cover a bunch of that up. So, you know, we're going to glue this paper down. And I'm covering up the center, but not those dots. So like I said, I could go back and randomly put some little dots in there that might be kind of cute with it. So let's glue this down. I'm going to put the snowflake side up again. Like so. And then I have the 2-inch circle punch. You can't see those in the, and I punched that out of white and I ran it through that bark folder. And I'm just going to glue this down flat onto the card front and kind of like up a little bit. Oh, it looks like I'm doing stuff crooked again. I'm not going to get that off, so it's going to stay on there kind of crooked. I'm going to put that up off there a little bit. It's kind of blends in a lot with the little plaid background, but here's a little tree that we punched out of the first one. I'm going to pop that up. Put it as much as I can in that circle. It's kind of a little blendy, but I then have a 1.5 inch by 2.25 inch piece of white that we're going to stamp our sentiment on back from this Tidings and Trimmings. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Oh, maybe I'm going to use May Your Days Be Merry and Bright. Let's see if that's going to be too small. Yeah, it's going to be too small. So we'll go back to the most wonderful time of the year. Get a block. And then we'll stamp that in Cherry Cobbler. What is the size of the black cardstock? Sorry, Debbie, I started with 6 by 6. It's a 6 by 6 sheet of paper, and then I folded it in half. Sorry, I didn't see that. And obviously, if you have 12 by 12 paper, zip, zip, and you've got 4 card bases ready to go. I didn't have any 12 by 12, so this is not a good card to mass produce if you don't have 12 by 12, because you waste a ton of paper because it's 6 by 6 out of an 8.5 by 11 sheet. But I'm hoping for the card class, if anybody wants to make this one, I will buy 12 by 12. I do believe Stampin' Up! Has 12 by 12. And I will have that to make it much easier and less waste. Can't be too wasteful with our supplies. I'm gonna let that sit for a second because again, I think my cherry cobbler pad, oh, I did that, that's okay, but I think it might be starting to do some funky stuff and need to be replaced. And when it does, sometimes you get little like grainy dots and stuff. And then also the ink doesn't dry very fast and it'll smear. So I'll rub my finger across it to make sure that it dried and didn't smear. I'm just kidding. I did that, but you don't want to do that if you can help it. It's not fun to have to start something over because you've touched it. I'm going to pop this piece up. And then I'm just going to kind of, maybe, you know what, I really need to cut the bottom of that off. It's too tall. Can I do that, you think? How good am I, you guys? Who has faith in me? I don't know if I have faith in myself, but we'll try it and see. I'm going to try and just cut some of that bottom off because it's hanging off too far. I don't like it hanging down that. I want to showcase more of this designer paper there. Let's see. Move my dimensional back. There. That's what I want. Just want to show a little bit more of that paper. Okay, and there's the second card. So again, if you just cut strips, the lady on the summit that I had joined covered the whole card front with the strips and then punched or die cut. If you had a die cut, you could die cut out of the circle or the center of the whole card. But the layout that Crystal had this piece of paper on here. So I decided just to use the strip idea on this and then punch out of that. So let me go. All right. Oh, my iPad's gonna fall right down on top of me, guys. That would be normal for my last couple of days. So I think I got it back up there. Otherwise, you'd be looking at me like this. So those are the cards for this month's class. And like I said, I've got the 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Wednesday, the 15th, and then 1 p.m. on Sunday, the 18th. I believe those are the days to make Christmas cards. I will go when this is over and set up an event that shows the 3 cards that are available this month. Well, actually, I can do all 6, but we're just going to concentrate on these 3. Actually, I'm just going to leave it at that. So the event will be to make these 3 cards. You can sign up, let me know what your combination is that you want to make. So that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you will give this plaid a try and the strips a try. The plaid really is super easy and every color under the sun, and especially if you don't have the plaid builders, you can do all that just with the grid paper, or if you're good with the ruler and measurements, you can just do it without the grid paper. But for me, the grid paper was essential. So until next Tuesday for my Facebook normal Tuesday live, I will be back, and then we'll be back again on the 25th for another Christmas card. Thanks a lot, guys, and have a great rest of your week. Bye-bye.